Welcome humans, back to XP Galore. I'm Raphael, I have a balloon phobia.
I'm Marcus, and I can't stand the jiggle of jello down my throat.
My name is Daly, and I have a phobia of frogs.
Yes, so we're gonna keep playing Deep Rock, and what did you just say,
About
Marcus?
What? Yeah, I can't eat
I
jello.
tried so hard not to laugh right there.
I cannot stand jello down, like the texture of it jiggling down my throat. I can't do it.
So if it just slides right down, it's fine. But if it starts to jiggle,
I don't know what. Wait! I can't let this go. So, whose phobia is worse?
Well, mine's not a phobia. It's a dislike, but the only way that I've ever successfully been able to get jello to easily go down the gullet is if it's in a jello shot, and that's only because I don't like wasting alcohol. So
I pictured you like a bird, like when they're trying to eat with their necks bobbing up and down, because you don't like the texture going down your throat, right? So that's what I pictured when you were eating the jello. I don't know why.
Me doing like the bobbing.
Yeah, the bob and bird thing. Yeah.
Tell me why I'm actually doing that right now as I'm
Nice.
Random fact about Jello: Jello is the only liquid that can be turned into a solid, and then the solid does not go back into a liquid once it's warmed up.
Huh? That is random fact of the day.
But
my question for real,
science fact, yeah.
But that's not fair because what I'm trying to say is I mentioned my phobia, Daly mentioned his, and you mentioned the dislike. I don't think it counts as a phobia though. I want to know a phobia.
Marcus has a phobia of positive people.
No.
Of me questioning.
No. Now, heights probably would be it. Yeah, I clam up pretty easily if I'm above a certain altitude.
But let's talk about that. What's considered too high? Because I've done cliff diving off of like 75 feet. Is that like too high for you, or is it like you need to be like more stories higher?
Well, I've never been cliff diving. I've been skydiving once, and that was terrifying.
Well, I mean, you are 13,000 feet in the air when you do that.
Well,
yeah.
I
it looked like Google Maps.
I feel like cliff diving would be rough for me too. Yes.
Like if you were looking over, like I think it's okay if you don't look at the height, because there's been times when I've gone cliff diving and I've looked at the height and I've thought for a second, this isn't a good idea. But if you just run and jump off the cliff, knowing that it's a safe cliff and you know there's water at the end, right? But you don't care about how high it is. It really doesn't affect you as if you were leaning over the edge and seeing how high you were from the water. That's where the phobia comes in.
I see where you're coming from now, and no, I will never do that because I'm not big on swimming either. Like, I don't mind swimming, like, in a safe environment, but, like, diving into a natural water formation.
Why? Yeah, it's like 50-50. There's probably a rock down there.
Exactly.
Okay, but let's say, like, you go to a watering hole, and it's, like, a 2-story, like, high bridge that you can jump off of, knowing that the water is like 40 or not 40, but like let's say it's like 14-15 foot deep. You wouldn't jump?
No.
It's I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
I'm not very
if it's a life death situation, yeah.
Of
if
course.
It's not, I'm not gonna jump for just wee. Why? Because that's more like wee. It could turn into and then belly or hit a rock or miss.
There was one time. So there was one time there was a 100-foot cliff that my brother jumped off of and was an idiot. God rest his soul, but he jumped off of a cliff and was trying to dive head first.
Oh,
and
no.
No, I mean he landed it, but he broke his nose because he had his head tilted back instead of straight down like a pencil. And so even though his hands hit the water first and broke the water, his head was at an angle, so the water and the velocity hit his face, and he like broke his nose and he started bleeding. Whereas I just jumped and went straight into pencil form and let my feet hit the water first and said, forget everything else. Yeah, there's an art to diving off of cliffs. You have to like kind of jump as a pencil and just land straight, so that way you don't like destroy yourself. I've seen people get the wind knocked out of them because they jump and they try to cannonball. And then they freak out at the last second. They start flailing their arms and they hit the side of their ribs.
I love it. That's like my second favorite thing. People falling down the stairs and people laughing.
What?
What? Wait.
What?
Wait. I mentioned the phobia, and I'm telling you what I like. And I think seeing people falling down the stairs is kind of funny. I think that's like God just sending me a gift. And be
I
like,
could
"There you
just
go, Raphael."
picture Marcus with like AirPods walking down the train station, and all of a sudden this dude just loses it down the stairs.
Yeah.
And then Rolf just spits his coffee everywhere, just can't handle it. Like,
I can
oh
I can
my
pull it
God.
up. I'll save it for later, for laughing later by myself.
You know
I'll
something that
spit the
you like.
coffee.
I kind of like what you said. Like something that I enjoy, like pain from another human being, is like karma. When somebody's
Yeah.
like talking crap or something, and then like they get punched back and get knocked out.
Yeah,
Something
me
like that. Like
falling
some
down the
kind of
stairs because I just talked a lot of smack. Karma.
no, but just karma. Like, you know, somebody, like, there was a video I saw one time. This kid had a baseball bat and he was hitting somebody's car, and the guy
Oh.
just took the baseball bat and fucking smacked him across the head with it, and the kid started crying. And he's like, "Well, don't touch my car." And I said, "What?" That kind of made me laugh. I was like,
that's,
"Yeah,
yeah, that's a good point.
If I had to say something that makes me happy, I don't.
Scary.
No, it's very wholesome. I
Okay.
don't normally watch anything army or military related just because it's just not in my repertoire of things that I watch. However, it is without a doubt every single time that I watch a military reunion video where like somebody comes home unexpectedly
I'm
from
coming home.
tour.
I'm coming
Yeah,
home."
that
I don't know
kills me.
what happens, but I've got like a demon that cuts onions besides me
I
every time.
can't
it
do that
happens.
too, yo.
Like
That's
every
funny.
single time, it is so wholesome. Like
And they play that song. They play that song, "I'm Coming Home," and you're like, "Damn it, here it comes."
yeah,
No,
It's kinda
it gets
like-
me every time they like the dad. Oh man, there was one that a father went to see either. I think it was his daughter at school. That one killed me because she didn't know, and when he came in, she just started bawling and ran towards him.
it's kind
Oh.
of like what I think it was the second Ocean's movie, Ocean's 12, when George Clooney, his character gets pranked, and so he's up way earlier than he has to be for a job. So like Brad Pitt's in there helping him. He walked in. No, I think it was the third one. I don't remember which one, but he walked in, and Brad Pitt stops what he's saying, and he goes, "Wait,
Spoiler alert!
this movie's
Go
like
ahead.
20 years old." He goes, "Wait."
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. Go
Oh,
ahead,
it's
continue.
not a story plot. It's just this one thing. He goes,
Go ahead.
"Are you watching Oprah?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, it was just on." And they were like, they got real quiet. We're watching it, and it was like an episode where Oprah had like paid to get this family's house rebuilt from the ground up or something.
Ooh.
And they just got real quiet. And they were like, "Hey, I mean, it's like 5 kids there. They just need the house." And then you just hear one of them go. And then that's it. That's just the scene.
That's good. That's good.
You know, I kind of have that wholesome thing too that makes the demon come out and start cutting onions. Is like special need kids. Anytime they like something positive happens in their life and they get like super ecstatic.
Oh yeah.
I get that demon comes out of me, and I just like, damn, stop cutting onions next to me, please.
Absolutely.
You know.
Speaking.
Yeah, I felt
so-
like. Go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, speaking
one
of-
more.
Oh, go no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I got one more.
I got one more.
I got one more. No, I watch sometimes when I go on YouTube. I like to see inspirational stuff, and then you know the ones like America's Got Talent when they hit the golden buzzard
Yeah.
and people start bawling.
Mhm.
That gets me too for some reason. I don't know why. I'm like, yeah, I'm happy for you. And it's like an old
I love
video.
watching the Callum Scott one, the guy that when he went on there to sing his cover of "Dancing on My Own."
Yeah,
Um,
that was the good one. That was a good one.
he was just like this real shy person that just got up there and just belted this song out, and like you see his his family in the behind on backstage or whatever, and they're just crying, and then they hit the golden buzzer and he's crying, and then I look in the mirror and I'm crying, and it's just
The cat's crying.
I don't even have a cat and it's crying.
What are you doing on my balcony? Come here, I'll cuddle you.
That's funny. That's weird.
Well, speaking of good wholesome things, how are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
I'm a little exhausted, so I get silly funny when I'm tired, so that's probably what you're gonna get out of me tonight. But I'm good.
Hey,
How about you?
I'm okay. I just got done spending about three and a half hours playing a little something that I can talk about at a later time, and other than that, I just been spending all day doing absolutely nothing. Helped a friend do some computer stuff because they were trying to do some repairs on it, so I tried to help the best I could with that, and then yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing today. I'm doing pretty good. It's a little warmer here in Tennessee now. Like it's so weird. This past week, you would never have thought we got snowed in the prior week because it's been like 70, 60. We're in the middle of a flash flood warning right now because it's like storming outside. So whatever, pop off, Tennessee.
YOLO.
Yeah, I'm at Florida. It was 89. Ugh.
Yeah. It was 57 here in Oregon. It's the hottest it's been in 4 months. So yeah.
I like how we're talking about heat and not cold. Like,
I know.
Tomorrow it's supposed to be 61. So.
Oh, nice.
How are you doing?
I mean, last week, if you looked, it was like 40 something is the high. I'm good, man. My gym opens back up tomorrow, so I'm March 1st. So pretty stoked about that, to have some clientele, start training people again, make people get their goal and their weight loss journey. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to lose some weight.
What's your Twitter, by the way? Because I need to lose some weight. Seriously.
You can just message me privately.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm actually thinking, talking to a great friend of mine, my best friend, and we are having this conversation about transitioning into a hybrid model of online and in person. So working on that, doing a lot of research, long nights, and by long nights I mean 11 o'clock, and I call it. Just small things. I'm in a weird place where I'm scared to go back because I don't know the response of how people are going to be. I don't know if people are going to comply, because here in Oregon, they said that we can open up to 25% of maximum capacity, but we have to do it to the state protocol, which is even if you're doing cardio and you're like sprinting your butt off, you still have to wear a mask. You have to wear a mask 100% of the time, over the nose, over the mouth, the whole time you're at the gym. So
it's hard to breathe.
Yeah, I know. And, I feel like the people that will want to work out will work out. I feel like the people that, and I hate saying this, and I hope I don't rub anybody the wrong way, but the rule breakers, the outlaws, I just feel like those people are going to try to bend them or break the rules or whatever. That's how we got shut down the first time, is people were breaking the rules. So I'm sure we'll figure out how to do something there. But yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of how the response is going to be as far as the first day show up. I'm sure it'll be packed. Right now we're doing we can only have 50 people and 45-minute workouts at a time. And then we clean and desanitize for the last 15 minutes to get ready for the next group. So I'm not.
You're gonna have to practice this new system of cleaning, rotation, and all that.
Yeah, so I'm a little nervous about how we're gonna handle that, but I'm sure it'll be a positive movement. I'm just happy I can lift some heavy weight again and not just a 100-pound sandbag over and over again. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But in the gaming world, season 2 of COD came out. Working on the new zombie outbreak map, and that's pretty much what I've been sucked in for past 3 days, and I've ran and basically played Call of Duty the whole time. Ran, played Call of Duty, ran, played Call of Duty. So that's what my last 72 hours have been like.
Nice.
But yeah, so.
Right, yeah, Rolf, I was going to say real fast, you'll appreciate this. I've made a commitment now for my streams that I do, that I want to play through the entire Metal Gear series on stream. And so I'm at the point now, because last week I finished Spider-Man Miles Morales, and so now my next game to play, the single player campaign game, is the 1987 Metal Gear, the one that started it all.
Ooh,
so I've done it several times before. I gotta look up the most efficient way to get through it, because I'm trying to do it in one 5-hour stream.
Yeah,
and it's probably doable. It's just that game is so convoluted
because if you mess up, you have to start all over again. It's
there's so much backtracking in that game too.
Yeah.
You know what you should do, Marcus?
Tell me, Daily, what should I do?
Ginger thrust. I think you should do a wooden elf and redo Skyrim as a wooden archered elf.
That's not gonna happen.
Why not?
I don't play Skyrim.
Oh yeah, me neither. But, okay, I thought there was something more.
No, I just do not. I don't do Skyrim.
I want to say a joke there, but it sounds so wrong because I was like, well, I got a life, and then I look at all my games. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, no, I
got many lives.
Skyrim, that whole setting does not do it for me. Just like, I guess I can mention this too because we had talked about maybe playing this on stream, or for our podcast. But I tried out Valheim.
Okay.
How was it?
I need some time alone with it because, like, every time I've played it, I've jumped.
Whoa.
Yeah. We need a night out for Red Lobster, and no, So it's a game where you can either create your own server or you could jump into somebody else's. And both times I've played it, I've jumped into somebody else's server, and me doing that while trying to learn the game is very detrimental to how I'm going to feel about it because I feel like I'm so lost in it because there's a very loose objective for that game to get to, quote, the end, I guess. Or not the end, but like the end of like the campaign part of it.
Okay.
And then there's the building aspect where you're gathering resources. It's just like the forest, Daily. Because I know you're big in the forest.
Forest rust, yeah.
Yeah. So nowhere near that scary. It's not anything like monsters are gonna come out and grab. It's mostly there are creatures that come attack you, but it's just random. So I'm not like big into that. I'm not big into survival games, and so when I jump into somebody else's server and they're all off doing their thing, and I'm just kind of sitting here like the new kid at school, I'm like, okay, what do I do? You know, it really affects me negatively. So I thought I was going to just be done with it, but then I thought maybe I just need to start my own server and take it one step at a time. So I'm still going to try that, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
have a date with it.
I thought you were gonna talk about No Man's Sky for a second. I was like, no.
We talked about that. That's probably going to be one of our upcoming seasons. It's No Man's Sky. I'm totally excited to try that again.
Well, Marcus, you have not tried it. I have not tried it. I have not touched this game, and I'm glad I have not because I heard everything got fixed that people complained about. So this is the best time to jump on this.
Unlike Cyberpunk.
Hey, I like Cyberpunk. I got through it just fine.
They will eventually fix the glitches. Eventually.
So real fast before we get into our topic presented by our own Raphael tonight. Not really much in the way of gaming news. We were going to talk very briefly about Sony's State of Play. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, State of Play is Sony's digital presentation that they put on at least once a quarter, in which they present upcoming projects, including first-party exclusives and other things like that. So I think the biggest one that the three of us are kind of excited about, or at least myself and Raphael, is the fact that they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is essentially a forward upgrade. They're adding the next-gen graphics, making it available for next-gen console, as well as letting you bring your save from your PS4 version over. If you own the PS4 version, you get the upgrade at no extra cost.
Yes.
And
sorry, I'm just saying yes. I'm excited.
I know you're my hype man. I love it.
Okay, go ahead.
You're like my other member of Migos. I'm just like upgrade, and you're like graphics.
Texture, sound, fog.
And then finally, they announced with that a whole new DLC episode, including a fan favorite of the original Final Fantasy VII.
Yes,
Yuffie.
about time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a pretty cool bit of news. They saved it for the very end. That was like their show ending thing, like their and one more thing sort of thing.
And one more thing.
Yeah. So obviously, Ralph, you're excited about this. Tell me about it.
Yes, because I downloaded Final Fantasy VII onto my little hard drive, and I was gonna try to play it on my PS5 for the loading and all that stuff. And now that I know that they're going to come with an upgrade, I'm just going to wait until that game is released so I can experience that game with the full HD PS5 graphics. And I showed my daughter the trailer, and she's like, yes. She has a thing for Cloud. and I was like, yes, Cloud is awesome.
Did you not play the PS4 version?
I destroyed it. I was gonna play it again.
Okay. I thought,
but I was like, I'm not gonna play. Well, actually, I haven't beaten the hard difficulty. I'm doing that. I'm more than like probably like 75% done. But it's ridiculous because you can't use any items. So it's all about your skills and all that. Yeah, it's hard. It's so hard, but it was fun. I should have recorded it. Damn it.
Daily.
Yeah.
Oh, real fast, Daily. I was gonna say, if this ever comes to like Xbox or PC, would you play it?
I don't think you
would. Final Fantasy?
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Probably not.
Okay, wait. Did you play Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
And you liked it? I'm only asking. They're the same creators, and the gameplay is not what you're thinking. Like
I give Kingdom Hearts. The first one, I give it a 7 out of 10. The second time, I give it a 5 out of 10, only because I didn't really enjoy the story mode as much as I did as the first one. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I've played a lot of games, so I'm trying to remember. Like Kingdom Hearts, it was great. Like the first one, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like I like the story mode, I like the strategy behind it. I like the gameplay. Obviously back then the graphics were subpar to what they were now. So yeah, I liked the first one more than I liked the second one. I feel like the second one was just kind of blah.
What about you, Marcus? Have you ever played Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, I've played 1, 2, 3. I try to make it through Chain of Memories, but I'm not big on card game strategy mechanics, so that was kind of rough. And then I think...
Well, you wouldn't like my game then.
Anyways, so... No, it's different than the way you described it, Daily. True. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories was, like, every single thing you do is a card.
I don't play card games.
Yeah, so like if you're gonna do a 4-hit combo, you have to put down 4 attack cards, and it goes that way. No, it's so that's just not really my thing. And I have done part of Birth by Sleep.
Okay. So, well, you want to hear something very fascinating?
What?
I've played them, like touched them. I never beat any of them. I'm not a Kingdom Hearts guy. Yep,
I am. I think I am more than some of my friends who have tried it because I know people that say they love the first one and then they just do not like the second and third one. And to be fair, the games are extremely convoluted because Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 are not the only 3 games in the story.
Oh no, there's Birth by Sleep. What's that one? 300 and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
I used to know the order. So hang on. I swear I didn't look this up.
Carry the second.
It's not in front of me, but I think it's Birth by Sleep. I've already lost it. Birth by Sleep. I think it's 1. Or forget it. I'm not going to name them in order, but it's Birth by Sleep 1. Chain of Memories. There's 358 over 2 days. 2. There's some more. There's 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. That's a real title. There's 3. They're just all over the place, man. And I love it. I love the fact that it's so crazy. But anyways.
Dream Drop Distance.
Drop Distance. That was one. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so I love those. I played Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1 when I was a kid. Loved it. Played 7 Remake. Loved it. It hit so many of those nostalgia notes for me. With the music, the locations, the setting. I enjoyed some of the newer stuff.
Graphics.
Oh god,
I like the graphics.
Oh, it was so beautiful. I can't imagine how much better that game is gonna look on a PS5 too. So I wasn't really gonna originally play it again, just cause like of the time commitment. But I think I might have to find some time when it comes out in June.
I'm not a big Disney guy, and then it's very cheesy for me. Like when they're playing the Disney music, and I like Disney. Don't get me wrong. My first movie was Beauty and the Beast, in the movie theaters. So like, I have a very strong memory, like when it, like attachment to that specific movie.
Mm-hmm.
But when I play the game on Kingdom Hearts and I'm experiencing all the other Disney cartoons and all that, it just feels very campy and cheesy. And then they're talking about friendship too much. And the dialogue gets kind of weird about friendship, the power of friendship and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you lost me.
Okay, I can understand.
You get what I
that.
mean, right?
It is very campy and cheesy, and it has a lot of talk about the heart and friendships and all that. But yeah,
That
so
hurt.
anyways, Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Yes, the best.
Intergrade, coming out this June 10th is the release date, so we're looking forward to that. So
Nice.
Yes, and Daily, what are you looking forward to?
he's
You
not
know,
like a
man,
PlayStation person, so
Hey man, so from the PlayStation state, the one thing that I actually kind of thought would be kind of fun was the Knockout City, which is the dodgeball battle royale kind of game. So I think that's going to be kind of cool. I think it's going to be kind of like a Fall Guy kind of thing, where it was really really good, really fast, and then hopefully it doesn't die out. But I have a feeling it probably will, because gaming's in this weird state right now where everything's kind of stale.
Yeah. Everyone, yeah.
So I hopefully the new Sony state, I feel like hopefully it'll bring some life to gaming. But we'll have to see, because there's nothing that's like really like, even the new Call of Duty update. You guys know I'm a huge zombie fan. There's nothing that changed. They just got new skins and got new, 2 weapons added. Nothing really changed in my eyes. So I was kind of really, really, really bummed out that. Pause real quick because there's a car coming. A cop.
why are we gonna buy? Are they coming for you?
No, keep it in there.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's gonna like blow by. Yeah, here it comes. Listen.
We don't hear anything.
Yeah, we don't hear anything, homie. We're good.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Paranoid.
What
you
there's a
do,
cop that was going by.
Daily?
Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. Yeah, so I hope there's just some life that comes back to this game. I feel like people are in this weird state now of gaming where they want to have fun. They want to have somewhat of a challenge, but not too challenging. That laziness kind of vibe, kind of like what we were talking about with the microtransactions, which if you haven't checked out our previous episode, go ahead and where we talk about the good and the bad of microtransactions. But yeah, I just feel like people are in that weird state where they want something good, but they don't want to work extremely long hours for it. So
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's the millennial ages. So
spend money
yeah,
to earn experience.
Yeah,
I wish that was like that in real life. Like, hey, can I just learn how to fly this helicopter? Give me money.
if I pay you $1,200, can you instantly give me a pill that allows me to know exactly how to fly a plane?
The Matrix.
Yeah, the Matrix.
Jack me in.
Yeah, so I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about. Tiger Woods broke both his legs in a car crash. He's doing fine.
What?
He's recovering.
What kind of flip was that?
What are we doing? What?
God, this man.
Yeah, so,
this man did a 0-point turn.
I know. It was like he just dropped a knowledge bomb there, and he just.
You guys don't know about that?
It's not that we didn't know. It's just like we were talking about video games, and you're like, oh, So
guy's legs is broken
Sony
off.
State of Play, Final Fantasy VII. They announced that. By the way, Tiger Woods broke his leg. Whatever, no big deal.
He's okay. He's alive.
But
Yeah, no, he
God.
had a weird car accident where his car got totaled and he flipped it a couple times and he broke his ankle and both of his legs.
I wasn't laughing at Tiger Woods, by the way. That
just
sounds
the
terrible.
absurdity of the fact that you decide to bring that up now.
Yes, I'm sorry. You can edit this.
No. However, here's what I will say. So, Daly, you brought up a very good point about the idea of like what people are kind of wanting in the game world. They want something a little bit more casual and everything. And I think that's actually a really good pivot into what Rolf wanted to talk about tonight.
Yes, indie games. I feel like indie games are like, like the bread they present you before you eat dinner in the restaurants, or like you get a side salad waiting for that big juicy dinner food to come in.
The appetizer.
The appetizer. Yes, thank you. The appetizer of food, like games, because there's a period that nothing comes out that you want to play AAA games. We gotta wait until Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. That's gonna take a while. So what do? I have these filler games that I like to play, little indie games that doesn't take too much of my time, but sometimes when they do it right, I keep going back to it and end up completing the game. And that's very fun. I like that. I like the nostalgic feel, the artwork, the art direction that they're going with. It's just little companies trying to create their own game without the constraints of a corporation, telling them how and what to do, what they can do. This is their resources, this is their love, this is their passion. And when they make these little games, I enjoy it and I like to support and purchase these games because of that. So that's how I wanted to just transition, and I wanted to ask, you guys how you feel about it, because to me, again, they're very good appetizers and end up impressing me more sometimes than a AAA game. And it's not always about the length of the game, the graphics, it's just the creativity, the art design. And you can see the passion and it's awesome. So what do you guys think?
Sorry, go ahead, Marcus.
No, I was gonna say I wanted you to go first.
Oh, okay. No, I completely agree. So we've been talking about like filler games, exactly what you're talking about, games that are just fillers for the next greatest thing. I actually took a break, like a 5-day break from Call of Duty, just to kind of get my head. I know, well, because I was getting my head ready for the new. I was getting ready for the new season. I was like, they're supposed to be like game changing, so I'm gonna need to take a break. So because when there's a new season or a new game of zombies comes out, I go into hibernation mode and I don't leave my room. So, with that, I kind of prepared myself. I walked away from it a little bit. So I was actually kind of disappointed. So, I'm a big gamer and my buddies are like, hey, let's go play some Madden or something. So I understand the filler games where you're just playing something until something major happens. But I completely agree with the indie games. Like we've been playing Deep Rock, and it's one of those games that I can play to fill the void of gaming, because it's not anything crazy. I think it was like 2.4 gigabytes on our Xboxes and Steam to play. So something like that, it's enjoyable, and it's not like I have to buy a battle pass or overstress. I could just play the game and have fun. So I completely agree with it. Like the filler, it's just I don't know what else to say, because it's like my heart was broken with the new Call of Duty thing. Microtransactions again destroyed it, so I was aggravated about that. But yeah, the indie games, they're getting really, really good at what they want to do, the creativity, the artwork, and they're not putting so much into the graphics, like you said. They're putting more into like the gameplay, the game style, how the game is run more efficiently, more smoothly. And I think a lot of times that's what's taken for granted, because all these games, they think about like 4K resolution and 1080p
and realistic
and it's
graphics and all that. Yeah,
and it's like, that's cool, but like if I'm a robot walking, I don't want to play the game. I want to be able to have fun. I want to be able to roll. I want to be able to jump really high. I want to be able to do like a Superman punch if it's like a fighting game, and one of the games back in the day that really, really made me kind of enjoy that kind of style of play was Dark Souls. Dark Souls wasn't really the best graphics game, but it was really good gameplay wise. The game, how it was played, equipping equipment and armor and stuff like that. Like you had Skyrim and you had Dark Souls. I did like Skyrim basically because of all the stuff you could acquire and the graphics. But when it came to the gameplay, I actually enjoyed Dark Souls more because, first of all, they didn't tell you where you had to go. You had to figure out how to go through like a walkthrough guide on YouTube or something. But then like you could jump and tuck. You could do different kinds of like blocks. You could do different kind of sword swings. So in that aspect, I kind of understand exactly what you're talking about. They're putting effort in. They put artwork in. So I enjoy those kind of games that take less on the graphic side, but they put a lot into the gameplay style. And I think that's what the world is missing. I don't care about 4K. I don't care about somebody sweating on their forehead in a game. It's a game. Give me something fun to play.
I like listening
Wow.
foreheads.
Wow.
Of course you would, Marcus.
I feel like indie game, like the term is kind of mutating a bit, and in a way you could almost do away with it because some of these developers are I mean, they wear it proudly. They wear that term proudly, and that's totally fine. But like, even indie games nowadays are getting a lot of funding and push. And to kind of piggyback off what you all were saying, I think indie games have less pressure from corporations and publishers, especially indie games that self-publish, or if they go to a company like one publishing company that is just one of the biggest names in indie publishing and freedom to make the game you want to make is Devolver Digital. Devolver is a company that they make so many of these amazing games. Like some of the ones that come to mind here recently are like Carrion, which is a game. It's a 2D game where instead of you playing as a person fighting this giant demon creature thing, you're the demon creature, and it's your job to kill all the scientists in the building. And it's just like, it's so simple, but it's somebody's dream that they wanted to make a game that was that way. And I think indie games are one of the reasons, that the conventions that pop up known as PAX do so well, because with the recent announcement that E3 is most likely not happening physically this year, that it's going to be fully digital, people are going to want to flock to more and more other things that they can safely go to. And in the past, while E3 has been a great place to go if you wanted the big AAA experience of like playing the demos, seeing the conferences, that kind of thing, it is extremely expensive for anybody to do that, no matter who you are. And that a lot of times that is a barrier of entry for these smaller companies to get their game out there in front of the public, right? So that's why PAX has been so good, is because PAX is a lot less expensive on these developers and publishers to be able to put these booths up, and it gives people a lot more chances to play these games. I think one that I know that I bought after going to PAX last year was Sounds and Shapes, I think it was the name of it. And it was a Nintendo Switch game, and it's just a rhythm-based platforming action game where you're like this dot that has to just move around and dodge things, but it's to a pretty sick soundtrack. So nice. Yeah, see, it's these little quirky things that you're just like, huh, okay, well, I see that.
Like the game looks all simple, and then it has like a badass soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why?
Exactly.
It doesn't match, but this is good. I'm gonna keep
so
playing
good.
because the music's so good.
It's so good. I think one of the biggest titles in the past few years that's gotten a lot of clout in the indie game circles is Celeste, the game where you are, it's a 2D platformer, pretty hard game. Yes. But it got so much love for its platform and level design, its themes dealing around mental health, and its soundtrack, and just its replayability, just all these things. And so I think in the past we've considered indie games as like fillers maybe, but I think this time we're at a point now where we should be considering indie games as ones that can stand up alongside the AAAs just for a different perspective. Like, if you look at AAAs as like a steak dinner, you're not going to always want a steak dinner. You're going to eat something that's just as good, just a different type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So
maybe a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just pizza. Pizza's always good.
Pizza's always good.
If you don't like
Cold
pizza,
or hot.
something wrong with you.
So, yeah, just real fast as we wrap up, is there one game that kind of stands in y'all's mind that you would consider an indie game that you feel like just stands up really well and that you really had a lot of fun playing?
I started playing Hyper Light Drifter.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have it. My brother purchased a physical copy. There's a company, Limited Run Games. They sometimes print out copies of people that enjoy physicals because they're all digital games at the moment. He got me that probably a year ago, and I just popped it on, and I'm trying that. So it's actually pretty fun. Like I said, I just enjoy the graphics. By the way, NASA's Mars Perseverance rover landed on Mars a while ago. Just want to let you guys know. And then Hyper Light Driver. I couldn't do it. It was too long. Daily, I try to match your broken legs, but I chose the one with the long name. Damn. Anyways,
Yeah, what about you,
edit
Bailey?
that out.
I don't know if I would consider it indie because it kind of has gone off a little bit, but Escape from Tarkov.
Okay.
I've been wanting to play that. It's not as big as most of these games, but I've kind of saw some gameplay. I've seen some major streamers play it, and it kind of give me that itch of maybe like something that I could spend a lot of hours playing. So yeah, so that's the game that I don't know if it's indie or not. I had to have to double check.
Maybe
but
I've seen it's been getting a lot of love on Twitch for sure. I know a lot of people that play it, and I too have kind of thought about it. I know it's a difficult game to play, but yeah, I can kind of see that as being indie.
Yeah, because people, it's like a multiplayer, and people can just be in your game, and you're just chilling, and the next thing you know, somebody just walks up and knifes you or shoots you behind the back. Because there's no map or anything. You don't know where anybody is, and so yeah, for me, I feel like it's one of those. You need a squad of people.
Yes.
And they have they're watching your 6, they're watching your 3 o'clock as you guys are walking through. Doing military.
Are they watching your 245 though?
Well, I mean, depends. I mean, if you have a good radius of your eyesight, you should be able to cover from 1 to 3, and then somebody should be covering 3 to 6, and somebody should be covering 6 to 9, and so forth and so forth. So, so if you have
cross-eyed for some reason, I don't know why.
But no, like I've always wanted to do that. I remember when Battlefield came out, and so many Call of Duty players thought Battlefield was going to be the same way, and it became more of a team-based game than Call of Duty because buildings.
It's a war game. War game, technically it should be.
Yeah. Well, Call of Duty allows you to spawn within like 3 seconds, whereas Battlefield back in the day, it was team oriented. You had your healers, you had your ammo people, you had your your gunner and stuff like that. But it was all squad based, and they actually had a longer response time. So you were waiting like 10 to 12 seconds before you responded. So
10 to 12 seconds.
I know, it's crazy, right? Whereas Call of Duty, you could just respond in like 2 seconds. So back then, yeah, Battlefield was way better in my opinion because first of all, you could just send a rocket launcher to a building, and it would just make a whole like 5-story building crumble, and it was really great. So yeah, so that's my input.
Yeah, and I'll just end it with some of the biggest games that were on like Twitch and other platforms that were streamed last year were definitely indie games. We spent a few episodes playing one in Phasmophobia, right?
Yep.
So there was that. Among Us is the biggest name that came out last year, I think, as far as indie games.
Fall Guys
was another one. I think one of my favorite single-player indie games that of the past generation that retaught me kind of how to play video games was Cuphead by Studio MDHR. Yes.
Yes.
Cuphead is one you will get calluses on your thumbs from playing that game. You will get frustrated, but it is a hell of a study in composition in video games and how to make things look really cool from a retro perspective, I think. So.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
It's okay.
Well, guess what? Daily, it's on Xbox Game Pass. Go. No, you really should. If you ever want to try it out sometime, Daily, there's a co-op mode. You can do 2 players, but it makes it harder if you do that. So I would invite you just to play it by yourself, and then
Okay, fair enough.
Hopefully, it won't ruin your marriage from the number of times you yell and scream at it.
Yep, play with yourself. Keep playing with yourself.
Well, that's gonna do it for us. For all of you listening, we thank you for your time, and let us know in the comments below, like, do you have a favorite indie title, or what's your opinion on the term indie itself? We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on it. So, any final thoughts, gentlemen?
I think about Indiana Jones when I hear indie.
How old are you again?
Let us know. let us know your thoughts on the current standpoint of gaming.
And
that's deep.
Wow, that's actually pretty good. And please, people, follow up Tiger Woods. Let me know how he's doing.
He's in the hospital. He recovered from surgery. He's doing great.
Okay, thank you.
It was non-life threatening.
Tight. All right, Rolf.
Nice.
Take us home.
Well, everyone, thank you for listening to today's episode. It's very different, obviously. And yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of edits in this one.
You think so? I don't think so. I think we're doing pretty good.
Nah.
We're doing pretty good, yeah, because you gotta edit what I just told you about editing. So anyway, guys.
Oh, you're creating more work. I see what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually,
I love it. I
I'm
love
leaving
it.
in there.
keep it.
Totally.
So guys, thank you for listening. Keep staying, sharing all these experiences with us, watching these games we're playing, and join us with our journey of with XP Galore, getting as much knowledge as we possibly can. I am Raphael. I'll leave it to you guys to finish it out.
I am Marcus, and I'll leave it to Daily to finish it out.
And I am Daily. Make sure you follow us on all platforms of social media, Twitter, Instagram, as well as soon to be TikTok, where you can see some of our highlights and funniest moments while playing these games. Till next time, you guys.
TikTok? Are we on a clock? Oh. Just kidding. I just had to throw that in there because I'm a millennial.
Okay.
Okay, bye.